Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-September 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Okay, well, the first vibe I really get with this reading, Aries, is that there's some kind of energy that's around the idea of leaving. We have the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords that are the two cards in the minor arcana that really symbolize that. So let's look in the past position. We have the Two of Pentacles. This can be, you see the juggler, the person juggling two things in their life, whether it's two jobs, two people, work and school, and maybe something has to give. Maybe it's time to make a choice, or, it feels, Aries people, if it is like two jobs, for instance, you're one of those people that can pull that off because you have a lot of energy to spare. But even you may feel this sense of like, wow, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. When it comes to whatever your obligations are, maybe you've bit off more than you can chew in some area of your life. And so we have right now the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind what no longer resonates, serves you, what you don't have a passion for anymore. So definitely the Two of Pentacles could be grappling between two individuals. Maybe you have met someone that highlights to you that you have been missing out on love coming into your life in a big way. Perhaps you were with someone for the wrong reasons, or maybe it was just for a season and it had very good reasons during that period of time, but now you are thinking differently about the situation. And when I look at the higher message card, which is kind of like looking at it from the spiritual perspective rather than the mundane perspective, we get the Six of Swords. And this is a card that is about choosing peace, maybe even physical relocation. But from the spiritual perspective, it may be saying in that regard that if you are too close to a particular person physically, that it's very possible that you will not be able to separate yourself and start a new life for yourself, because you may feel drawn to that person. Perhaps you're physically drawn to that person, but you know that spiritually that person isn't right for you, or there's something that is not as it should be. What crosses you is the Three of Cups, and this is a card of friendship and celebration. In the challenge position, what that suggests to me is that there might be other people who are not really helping you to go in the direction that you feel guided to go in. So, in other words, if you're having like a spiritual awakening, and I think of the Eight of Cups sometimes like that, where the person's really transforming themselves from the inside out, and you're around people who are maybe not doing what you're doing, they can hold you back. And they're not doing that because they are malicious. They just are in a different place, and they also may feel this sense of being threatened by your um, new changes. And so it can be a very difficult transition sometimes, when you are feeling that sense of spiritual awakening. You're going to have a full moon in your sign on October 9th. So that was another thing I was going to say too. This could be a prelude to that. And actually, speaking of preludes, I mean, 6 months from now, you're going to have the first of two solar eclipses in your sign in March and April, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a very important year for you, 2023, and also and 2024 as well, and with your relationships, because that opposite sign of Libra and house, the house of relationships, will also be engaged in that, and that could really um, shakes things up. So this could be like the calm before the storm, so to speak, but it's really not necessarily a calm situation for you, because you may be feeling this sense of knowing that things are shifting, and Aries people are down for it. You're the type of people that you're not looking to stop change from occurring. No, I'm just saying that as a general thing. Some Aries people, if they have a lot of inner planets in Taurus, which is fixed energy, may be more resistant, but in general, you're going to welcome these changes and be okay with it. But it's, like everybody else, there's like this messy situation, with change involved, and that involves other people. What's coming in is the Nine of Swords. So this is the card that's associated with anxiety, and you see the red. That's the color of Aries, so it's kind of funny that I have these red backgrounds on some of these cards. Now, the the nine of swords in this deck, which is called the Cosmic Slumber deck, are much more reminiscent of Rider Waite's Ten of Swords, where it almost seems like somebody's getting stabbed in the back, like they're getting betrayed by somebody else. And really, the meaning of the Nine of Swords is more about anxiety. Of course, anxiety can uh, come from different sources, including how other people are behaving towards you. So there's always a possibility that there is something going on that involves other people and what they are doing as it pertains to you. But what I would say is that I wouldn't read this as like, oh yes, you're going to have anxiety. I'm going to say, what I would say is that if you feel keyed up at this time in your life, if you feel like the ground beneath you is shifting a lot, Aries, understand that it's normal to be a bit, um, uncomfortable with that. That's not a sign that you are weak in any way, shape, or form, but just that you are in that process. So, Aries, I think sometimes it's like this macho thing with Aries, because Aries is the warrior energy, to even admit that they feel afraid. And by admitting it, you actually show your strength, because you show you can be vulnerable. You show you can, not have to be like on top of everything all the time. And the outcome is the Lover's card. I really like this illustration for this particular card. Now, it's almost like I see a person who is leaving a marriage to be with their lover. And when I say marriage, I'm talking about a close relationship. Perhaps you were in a loveless relationship and you met somebody that you really feel this sense of connection with, but of course, you don't know how it's going to turn out. So that could be what the anxiety is all about, is this feeling of stepping into the unknown. But it's like you choose to do so. I noted when I got this card for another sign, you see that sun that is in the back of her head. It's kind of like the third eye region or the pineal gland. And that is the seat of wisdom. And sometimes people make choices that are coming from more of the mundane perspective, and that's what we would call something that's practical. This is what, is a practical decision, but sometimes people do things that other people may think are crazy or are just totally misguided or risky, and it's coming from the heart, it's coming from the intuition. And I feel like whatever is going on for you, that could be it. Now, of course, this could be something where you are leaving a job that is not, that maybe it's sucking at your soul. It doesn't provide you that sense of um, fulfillment anymore. Yeah, it can be anything in your life that you're leaving behind and in search of having more peace in your life and more fulfillment. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double readings, my deep dive readings, an hour of natal chart analysis, an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months for a special price. I have a double reading that involves a full-length tarot reading if you like the tarot. And I have standalone readings. And you can find out information about all of my readings at rainandmoonastrology.com. The link is below. Thank you for watching. Bye.